Level 3 Power English.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Cho.
And I'm Cameron Word.
Hey, Cam.
Yeah?
How's it going?
It's going well. You know why?
Why?
It's sisungin night today.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Teacher's Day.
Well, thank you, Cameron Sam, for everything.
Thank you, Kusam.
And surprisingly, we have a lot of teachers listening to Power English. Did you know that?
Yeah, sometimes I get messages
all the
that
time.
say, I have your students listen to your show.
Oh.
And
totally.
It causes a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. But we are glad that you use this show as a English language study resource.
Yeah. So we want to thank all the teachers. You're doing a really wonderful job. I know it's not easy. Being a teacher is never easy.
I think it just gets harder and harder. The expectations, the work hours.
And Cameron, I used to teach full-time at Ewha University for 4 years. Oh, it was so exhausting. It really is, because it's not just you gotta lecture in the class, you gotta give homework.
Grade the homework.
You gotta grade the homework, make the test.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So to all the teachers out there, fighting.
Yes.
Okay. So also another question, teachers, and all of our other listeners. Did you have a good night's sleep last night?
Are you asking me?
You too? Yeah?
Yeah, I slept okay.
Okay. Cameron, do you go to bed at the same time every day?
About. I go to bed at the same time. I don't go to sleep at the same time.
Interesting. Yeah. Because you could be in bed, but you don't fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to go to sleep, but the sleep is not coming to you.
Yeah. So the subtitle, do you go to bed at the same time every day? Because experts say that that's important.
Yes.
Whether you fall asleep or don't, just having a regular schedule is very important part of sleep hygiene. Okay, go to bed.
So this is when you are actually entering the bed. You're lying down.
Sleep in, I-N.
To sleep in, we're talking about when you wake up later than you usually would.
And then stick with something.
You continue to do something. You do it consistently.
Okay. So, we're going to learn more about ways to sleep better and some things that we should do. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
Are you sleeping any better since you got the blackout curtains?
Some nights, yes. Other nights, no.
Do you go to bed and get up at the same time every day? Consistency is important for your circadian rhythm.
I sometimes sleep in on the weekends because I stay out really late on Fridays and Saturdays.
If you want to feel rested and healthier, you need to make a schedule and stick with it.
It might be difficult, but I'll try.
Please join us on page 80. You can find the power dialogue there. Riley begins the conversation by saying, are you sleeping any better since you got the blackout curtains? Because remember last time, Riley suggested, get blackout curtains.
Yes.
Okay? And Peyton says, some nights yes, other nights no. This is a great pattern.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done this pattern on Power English, but some, yes, other, no. That's our power pattern today.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is so commonly said.
It is.
And it's not even a sentence.
Yeah. Grammatically, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's just like one thing, yes. Other thing, no.
But it's so easy to use.
Yeah, it sounds like a caveman. Me, Cameron. Me, like, some nights yes, other nights no. There's no verb, you know?
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know technically if putting this in an essay for school would be the best choice.
No.
But in everyday conversation, we would say this all the time.
Yeah, you could say something like, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Meaning, certain times I do, and certain times I don't like it.
Yes.
Yeah. This is very useful.
So useful.
Okay, we'll give you more examples in just a bit. And what does Riley say?
Do you go to bed and get up at the same time every day? Consistency is important for your circadian rhythm.
Okay, so do you go to bed and get up at the same time every day? So, do you go to bed at 10 and then get up at 6 or 7 every day? Yeah, go to bed.
So go to bed is actually entering the bedroom and climbing into your bed. It is slightly different from going to sleep.
Okay, so this can be a little confusing for second language learners. Go to sleep, go to bed.
Yes. So in Korean, you have the 잠자리에 들어가다. That is going to bed.
Okay.
잠이 오다 is going to sleep.
Going to sleep.
졸다.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is the difference. One is something you can control.
Yeah.
The other, you just have to wait for it to happen.
And sometimes, though, Cameron, just the whole concept of just going to bed is the whole thing. It's kind of like, I'm going to go to sleep, I'm going to go to bed all together.
Yeah, very casually, like maybe one person's still watching TV.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. We just use it very casually the same way.
Yes. Okay. So consistency is our power vocab. And this is very important for this whole circadian rhythm. Okay. Consistency, though, I think is important for so many things. But what is consistency?
Keeping a routine, doing the same thing over and over, right? This is the opposite of random. If something is consistent, it's the same way every single day.
Yeah. So one way you use consistency for language learning is listening to Power English every day for 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
For 6 days a week. That's consistency.
Yeah. It's been shown, when you are studying, having consistency is so much better than doing a lot one day and nothing the next day.
That's right. Exercise is about consistency also. Okay. Peyton says, I sometimes sleep in on the weekends because I stay out really late on Fridays and Saturdays. So if you sleep in, what are you doing?
You are sleeping later than you normally would.
Yeah.
So if you normally wake up at 6 a.m., but today you woke up at 9 a.m., of course, you're sleeping in.
Yeah.
This often happens on the weekends.
It sure does. I tell you, Cameron, when I had a baby, and usually mothers, after they have babies, for like a good maybe 12, 13 years, you can't sleep in. Especially when they're very young. They get up really early. Because you put them to bed early.
Yeah.
And so then you put them to bed early so that you could have some mommy time. And then, of course, they went to bed early, so they're going to get up at 6 in the morning or 6:30.
Yeah.
And then you also need to get up. Oh, I remember thinking, I just want to sleep in.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a luxury.
I know. I find it hard, though, now.
Really?
The older I get, I feel the earlier I wake up.
It is true. Me too. I have a hard time sleeping in. And I want to, but I just can't.
Not anymore.
Okay. All right. What does Riley say?
If you want to feel rested and healthier, you need to make a schedule and stick with it.
Okay. To make a schedule and stick to the schedule. So stick to something or stick with something.
This means it's very similar to consistency in the idea. It's the idea that you are following a rule, you're not breaking it, you are continuing to do something until you complete it.
Yeah. So sometimes you want to give up. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't think I can do it. I can't handle it. Come on, stick with it. Stick with it.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Yeah, continue to do it. And Peyton says, it might be difficult, but I'll try. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to that dialogue one more time.
Are you sleeping any better since you got the blackout curtains?
Some nights, yes. Other nights, no.
Do you go to bed and get up at the same time every day? Consistency is important for your circadian rhythm.
I sometimes sleep in on the weekends because I stay out really late on Fridays and Saturdays.
If you want to feel rested and healthier, You need to make a schedule and stick with it.
It might be difficult, but I'll try.
It's time for Power Note. Please join us on pages 82 and 83. Go to bed means to lie down and sleep, okay? But doesn't necessarily mean fall asleep.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to see a movie with me tonight?
I can't. I need to go to bed early tonight because I have a meeting in the morning.
Need to go to bed early. Yeah. And I feel like as you get older, people tend to go to bed early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of that image, at least in the U.S., when you're retired, you have dinner at like 4 p.m., 4 or 5 p.m. Because as soon as the sun is down, you're already getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah. All right. The kids were told to go to bed at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
In America, it's very common for young children to go to bed sometime as early as 7 p.m., like the young kids.
Yeah, I remember I used to go to bed at 7.
Oh, yeah.
I used to sleep 7 to 7.
Yeah. So when I came to Korea, and I remember Yoonso was still 3 years old at that time, and he would go to bed no later than 8 or 8:30.
Yeah.
And then, like, he was at a preschool, and the other kids were going to bed at 11 and 12 at midnight. And I'm like, what? What's going on?
That was a culture shock for me. When I worked at a hagwon as well, when I learned when the kids went to sleep, that was a big cultural difference.
It was a different cultural shock. Okay. All right, so go to bed. I guess, every country is different, whatever works, but generally in American culture, the younger kids, they go to bed very early.
Traditionally. I don't know about anymore.
I don't know about that now. But I think even still, if like 3, 4, 5, until then the kids generally go to bed early, I think. But every house
My
is
niece
different.
and nephew definitely did, yes.
Yeah. Okay, if you sleep in, you stay in bed later than usual. So, 늦잠이죠. Okay. Do you want to go for a run in the morning?
Since it's the weekend, I plan to sleep in tomorrow.
But did you know how people say like, oh, I'll catch up on my sleep and sleep in on the weekend. So you sleep maybe 5-6 hours each day and then try to catch up. But they say it really doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't really do. That's just, it's not going to work.
The best is just getting 8 hours a day, That's the best way to do it.
That's it. Okay. On holiday, she loves to sleep in and relax.
I do love, like, a holiday. Although, I say that, I remember, like, Christmas.
Yeah.
I would wake up so early.
Oh, because
my parents would have to wake up so early.
Yeah, what time?
I mean, so we were not allowed to leave our bedroom on Christmas until, I think it was 7:30. My dad had this belt with bells on it.
Yeah.
That sounded like Santa's sleigh.
Okay.
Ching, ching, ching,
Yeah.
ching. He'd go, ho, 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 ho.
He would do that?
Yeah, and then in the morning, that's when we could go.
Really?
But I would wake up at like 6, maybe like 5:30, 6 a.m. I was so excited.
So excited. It's like going camping. Like getting up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, no sleeping in on those days.
Yeah, that's right, sleeping in. So I have a story to tell.
Okay.
My mother, and I fell for it. Remember we learned that expression, to fall for something?
To be deceived.
To be tricked?
To be tricked.
Yeah. She would always be like, it's 8:30, get up! And then it's like 7:30. Yeah, so she would always do that. She couldn't stand it if I slept in. So she had this person that she used to work with. And she was the boss, but they were good friends. So when I went to their house, they had a swimming pool. And so I always wanted to go to their house because of the swimming pool.
Of course.
And so all the 언니's and the oppas, they slept in till noon, 1 p.m. And I was like, so we would go there in the morning and none of the onies and the oppas were awake. And I was like, why are they still sleeping? And like they were sleeping in. And I remember thinking as a child, oh, I'm so jealous. I want to sleep in.
I want to sleep in.
Yeah, they slept until like noon.
Oh my goodness.
It was crazy.
That's a bit much.
It is a bit much.
Yeah.
But it happened. Okay, if you stick with something, it means to continue doing something and you don't give up. If you stick with this workout plan, you'll see results.
It's been 2 weeks and my muscles aren't bigger yet.
Okay. So they're talking about an exercise plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 2 weeks, I don't know if your muscles are going to get that much bigger in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't
think
think
time.
it does. It takes years.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You're not going to get big and
overnight.
Yeah.
She decided to stick with her original idea for the project.
You have an original idea and you think, maybe I should do something different.
Yeah.
Maybe I should, correct something.
Right.
No, I'm going to stick with what I said first.
Yeah. Stick with what I said first. Stick with something. All right. So our power pattern today is great because it makes no sense. It's not grammatically correct, but it sure is useful. Some, blah, 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 yes, and other, blah, 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 no. Okay. So maybe you asked, do you like the people that you work with? What's your answer?
Some people, yes. Other people, no.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's saying not everybody, right?
Yeah. All right. Some movies, yes. Other movies, no.
Yeah.
So what could be the question?
Do you like to go to the movie theater to watch movies or stay at home?
Yeah. Good. Right?
So some movies, yes. Go to the theater. Other movies, no.
Yeah. So all you have to do is replace that object there.
Yes.
Okay. Some people, yes. Some fruits, yes. Some fruits, no.
Yeah.
Well, it could be really anything.
Some books, yes. Some books, no.
Yeah. I like reading some books, but some... So you see how long it is? I like reading some books, and then I don't like reading others.
Yeah, that's
too
long.
Too long.
Some books, yes. Some books, no.
Okay, caveman style.
Yeah.
Okay, consistency is a great word to know, especially when it comes to language learning. Consistency is everything.
Yes.
Okay, having a pattern, regular routine. Do check out the definition on page 84. And let's also talk about audio 어학당.
Yes, for a small monthly fee, you can listen to so many shows. And if you stick with it, you can definitely see a huge improvement in your English language skills.
Absolutely, absolutely. And make sure to join us live on Evening Special at 6 p.m. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.